106, today's Best Country, welcoming to Kitchener-Waterloo, Hunter Hayes. Hey, Hunter.
How's it going?
Very well, thank you.
Live in the studio.
Yes, and I should say you're just passing through.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Last night you had a show at the Mod Club in Toronto, and a lot of
We
our
did.
Kicks Country Club members were there. A wonderful show. How did you feel about it?
I felt fantastic about it.
Yeah.
I felt way, way better than I was expecting. I mean, I'd say that. I don't know what I was expecting, but fantastic turnout. So to those of you who came, thank you. Thank you for not only coming, but it was exciting. It was singing along. There was a ton of energy, and it was electric. It was awesome.
Do you like playing the smaller venues like that? Because I know you've been on the road already in big places with Taylor Swift and the Rascal Flatts.
I don't know. There's advantages to both. I think stepping into arenas certainly has its thing. But stepping into clubs like the Mod Club and like tonight, like the London Music Hall, I haven't been there yet. But what I know about it, places like that, I love to play. Especially at this point, kind of introducing everything to everyone.
Yeah, and it's great. It's going to be very memorable for the audience because when you go on to bigger and bigger halls, and they're going to say, "Hey, I remember seeing this guy when he was playing in a club." So.
Right? Yeah, it's memorable for them, memorable for me.
Yeah, works
Big
both
time.
ways. Yeah,
absolutely.
So tell us about yourself a bit. You're from Louisiana.
I am.
So,
yes.
what was it like there growing up with, I know of myriad of musical influences you must have had there.
Right, exactly. Yeah, that's one thing that a lot of people kind of pass by is that there is kind of a mini music scene there, right? There's a Cajun culture, so there's heavy in that. There's a lot of bands, there's a lot of festivals, right? And so there's a lot of venues, and there's a love of music down there that and there's a support for anyone who wants to play music. So I kind of grew up around that. Now, my family's not musical at all. I don't know what it is. I heard music. I started picking things up around the house when I was a little kid, and trying to make instruments out of them, faking instruments, taking silverware and making things out of it. But my grandmother gave me a toy accordion for my 2nd birthday.
So then, when did your love of trying to conquer every instrument happen after that?
Well, it moved on. I think from my 5th Christmas present, I was given a drum kit, which blessed my parents' heart.
Everyone loves a 5-year-old on a set of drums, right?
Absolutely. Who doesn't? Right? That's what you want. That's what the parent would like for Christmas, I'm sure. It was drums. I loved just, I just wanted to learn as many instruments as possible. I would wanted to move on from one thing to another, and then it was guitar. Then it was piano, then it was other things, and I gravitated towards guitar as kind of my main instrument. That was kind of my heart and soul. That's where I really, really found my home, That's what I write on. Sometimes I write on the piano. I get a totally different song if I do.
Sure.
But yeah, and then I came interested in writing, and then it was kind of songwriting and learning how that works and getting into that world, and then it was becoming obsessed with the studio side of things, stepping into the studio a couple times, really engaged in my gear side of my technical side of my brain, the other side that never works, right? And I really got interested in gear and stuff like that, and it was just kind of the circle. Eventually, I started this process of writing. The only way I knew that it was the song was done was if I would hear it. And so I asked one Christmas for an 8-track Tascam recorder, right? Little 8-track, hard drive recorder. And I got it, and I didn't come out of my room for like 3 years after that. And I just started making demos, just 2 and 2 came together. I started just kind of putting instruments and recording it and little cheesy tunes, and I'd go back, I'd add things to it, I'd remix it. I mean, I'd continuously work on a demo for like a year and a half, just going back and fixing things. And it just kind of became a process that I love, because there I was finally getting to create for the first time my own music, getting to write my own. It allowed me to demo and record as many songs as I could dream up. And that really helped me when I moved to Nashville because it's just anything that came to mind. It was
And you had almost a finished product for them already.
Right, yeah. I mean, you could say that. And it was moving to Nashville. I moved right after my junior year in high school. Just finished up, and it was, it was again, I keep saying obsession because it just was. I just lived and breathed it.
So then you signed a songwriting deal?
Signed a publishing contract. I started as soon as I graduated from high school. I went straight into songwriting. I was writing 3 and 4 days a week, demoing whatever was left in the week, And it was just that process. I didn't know. I wasn't signed to a record deal officially. We were working on the deal. It took a year to complete. You know what I mean? That kind of thing. That overnight thing. Yeah. But I knew I was writing for my first record, so I immediately started just trying to write, thinking what I would want on my first record, my debut album. It's something you don't think about that kind of comes to mind is that, when I wrote these songs, I had these thoughts, I had these emotions. I was in a moment when I wrote these songs, songs like Storm Warning. I was just out of this relationship that was just getting into this relationship that I knew would be bad news. And so I'm feeling it, I'm living it, and then we go into the studio, and I have, all these instruments at my disposal. I have all this time to basically make, the music translated things that carried beyond just the lyrics and just the vocal performance. I was able to communicate what I was feeling and get things. I was able to sit in the studio and say, that's not dark enough, or that's not intense enough, that does not communicate what, or it does. That's exactly what I was looking for. That's what I was trying to portray. It allowed me all this freedom, all these extra opportunities to get these points across, right?
And you had a good producer, too.
Yes, I got to co-produce the record with my hero, Dan Howe, someone who's worked on a lot of my favorite records, someone I look up to big time.
Hunter Haynes with Storm Warning on today's Best Country Kicks 106.
She rode in from the west in a summer sun, just hotter than the heat in July. With her wind-blown hair, it just wasn't fair the way she was blowing my mind. Have you ever noticed every hurricane gets its name from a girl like this? She's a cat by kind, keeps you up at night, hanging on to the end of a kiss. She's a beautiful miss. You're the kind you love to love, but what happens next? I got a feeling when the sun comes up, I'm gonna wish I had a storm warning. I'm gonna wish I had a sign. I'm gonna wish I had a little head start when we wait one more time. Or some kind of radar system locked in love. Got a feeling by the time the night finds the morning, I'm gonna wish I had a storm warning. I'm gonna wish I had a storm warning. And it's funny how it feels when you're running your wheels somewhere between going and gone. You get so lost that you can't turn it off. You give in and you just turn it on. She's a hot roller red lips like a flame. She's a girl from your favorite song. What a beautiful man.